Petrus Petitus de Amazonibus Dissertatio, Episode 1. This is the frontispiece to the work, thanks to the scanning efforts of Google Books, and it says Petri Petiti of Petrus Petitus de Amazonibus Dissertatio, an inquiry dissertatio on the Amazons. Here is a seated Amazon, and here are many of the Amazons in the background in various states of warfare. It was published Amstellodami, which means in Amsterdam. That's a locative case. Apud, at the publisher, at the printer, Johannem Wolters at Isbrandum Haringa. So John Wolters and Isbrand Haringa in 1687. Now the title page, again, Petri Petiti of Petrus Petitus, the genitive showing possession, philosopher and medical doctor, de Amazonibus Dissertatio, his inquiry or dissertation, his treatise, his literary treatise on the Amazons. Qua envere extiterent necne variis ultrocetroque conjecturis et argumentis disputatur. Namely, whether or not, qua envere, they existed, or whether they truly existed, necne or not, variis ultrocetroque conjecturis, a variety of different conjectures or guesses, opinions, hypotheses, and arguments, disputatur, are discussed ultrocetroque on both sides of the question. Disputatur is here used as an impersonal verb, that is, it is disputed, the argument is arrayed on both sides, ultrocetroque, as to whether they existed or not, together with variis conjecturis et argumentis. So the argument is made by means of a variety, variis, different kinds of hypotheses and argumentis. Multa, here in the neuter plural, being used as a substantive noun, multa etiam ad eam gentem pertinentia ex antiquis monumentis erruuntur atque illustrantur. So many things also that relate, pertinentia, that relate to this nation, ad eam gentem, that is the gentem Amazonum, many things that have to do with this nation, from ex antiquis monumentis, from ancient works of literature. That's how monumentis is being used here. From memorable works of ancient literature, erruuntur, they are dug out, and illustrantur, light is shown upon them. So then, this is Editio Secunda, the second edition, auctior et correctior, much more complete and with its errors fixed. Both of these are comparative adjectives, auctior et correctior, modifying the feminine noun editio. And then here is a repetition of the publication information at Amsterdam, 1687, and then the publishers. There's actually very little known about Petrus Petitus, or very little that is available. But from what I could find, he was born in 1617, and he died in 1687. He was a Frenchman, and we will talk later in the series about some of his other works of literature. The Index Capitum, the index of chapters, from the table of contents. Notice it begins with Caput Primum, the first chapter, and ends with chapter 43. So this is a sizable work in 360 pages. The first chapter is Deiis quae anvere fuerent dubitatur. Again, dubitatur is being used here like a disputatur earlier, impersonally. So there is a question, there is uncertainty, deiis, about these things as to whether they could be true, whether they really happened. In the second chapter, Disputationis scopus apertius demonstratur, eorum objectiones qui Amazonum rem publicam negant. So the purpose of the discourse, Disputationis scopus, is shown, demonstratur, more clearly. The objections of those, eorum objectiones, who deny, negant, that there was a commonwealth or a state, a nation of the Amazons. Then skipping down to chapter 42, quae ad chronologiam historiae Amazonum pertinent, some things that relate, pertinent, to the chronology of the history of the Amazons. And the final chapter, De Supremis Amazonum Temporibus, the last days, the final times, Supremis Temporibus, of the Amazons.